y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we break down albums, eras, talk about topics important to R&B. My name is Naturally Elise, and that's my brother,
JR.
and we are the R&B representatives. And today we are welcoming back one of our faves, the Young Soul Kang, someone we really love talking to and that y'all really like watching because those videos do very well. So
Hello.
it it is Kamani.
Hey, good to be back, y'all.
Hey, yes. We are so you know what? We ain't gonna do no long introduction because if they don't know you by now, um
I knew that was coming.
so we're gonna skip all that and we're gonna have JR tell us
Yes.
what we're gonna be talking about today and why it's important that we're talking about it.
Okay, so today we will be discussing Raphael Saadiq's The Way I See It. I am so excited to talk about this album. I think me and Kemani talks about this album on our timeline more than anybody. So I think when I was like, I hit him in the DM and I said, Kemani, I think I was listening to it one day and I think me and Kemani started conversation and I said, you want to come on the show and talk about this album? He was like, yeah, for sure. Like, what? I was like, we get scheduled and so here we are. So I really want to talk about The Way I See It, not just because I love it, but I think a lot of people really don't discuss it and they really don't go in depth about it. I think a lot of people stick with Raphael just for his Tony stuff. And we have done an episode here with Dart Adams, another favorite. And we did the Ray Ray album, which that's an album that people don't talk about as well. So it's like everybody just talks about instant vintage, and then that's kind of it. And they
Yeah.
talk about Raphael's production. So we're gonna talk about this album that came out in 2008, The Way I See It. But Kamani, before we get into all of that, how did you get into Raphael Saadiq?
Ooh, see, my journey with Raphael Saadiq, surprisingly in a way, it's kind of backwards in a way, because um, I say I started seeing him around 2009, 2010. That was kind of like the end of the Way I See It era, and I started noticing him around the Stone Rolling era, like around 2011. So I remember it was me, my mom, my sister. My little brother was born by that time. He was like 5, yeah. So we would, on the weekends, like after school, we would go to the mall and, they'd show like different music videos, like in different shops in the mall and stuff like that, right? So we went in one particular shop and they were showing the music video for Let's Take a Walk, I believe. I think it was Let's Take a Walk and maybe Stone Rolling. And then 100 Yard Dash, that was another video that they showed. And I'm looking, and I had glasses at the time, I was in my Motown bag, kind of. I was digging on my temps, Marvin, Stevie, in a way, and then I was
He
looking at
still is, y'all, but go ahead.
yeah, still, and I was looking, and I was like, this dude kind of looks like me, or he reminds me a little bit of myself in a bit. Like it was the Let's Take a Walk video. That's my first visual ever.
Okay.
Raphael
Gotcha.
Saadiq. So I'm like, this dude reminds me of myself. So I was like, and he sounds a little like, he has like this high little pitchy tenor in a way. And I was like, I like this. I like this. And I didn't see him much like after that. I would only see that face like at that mall, right? So, I would leave the mall not knowing this dude's name and not knowing like what's he about. And fast forward to around like 2013, he had a Toyota Prius commercial and I finally saw the name. He ripped this jingle for a Toyota Prius 2013, and I finally saw the name Raphael, and I was like Raphael Saadiq, how you pronounce that? So I was like I had to find it on YouTube, so I was like, okay, I matched the name and the voice with the face and everything. So I think we're in a good spot to really go on this like journey, right? So I looked him up and oh, and rewind just a little bit back. I remember hearing Love That Girl on the radio a lot, not knowing it was the same person, right? So fast forward I look up his name, I look up a little bit, and I find out, oh, he's part of Tony. And I'm like, there's like three different, what's going on here? So I was like, and it was again another moment in which like I always gravitate towards solo artists that started out in a group or in a band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, okay, this guy might be the real deal in my eyes, right? So look at his catalog a little bit, and then I see the way I see it, and I see the cover here, and I'm like, okay, this is the era that I was seeing like in the mall, right? So I would look him up, and I would look up the music videos, and I all the way I see it videos, all the stone rolling videos, like that was like my like just my soul music like training ground in a way. So I was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like this dude, he gets it, and he gets me, right? So that was kind of my connection with it, and the more I got into that, I started reaching back to that instant vintage, Be Here, rewinding back. That's when I got into like the instant vintage, and I saw the Be Here video with D'Angelo, and this is before I got into D'Angelo too. So it was like that was technically my introduction to him. So and then I got into the Tony with like It Never Rains, Feels Good, like the singles off Revival was really like my introduction to Tony. So like that was it. And then finding out, then I would hear his name come up again in like productions, like around the late, like in between like Stone Rolling and like his latest album. Like he was doing all producing for everybody, and I was hearing his name come up every now and then. So I was like, okay, this dude is really doing things like all over the place. So it's like I was like, this is my kind of dude. So, he was just an instant fave like during my childhood. So every time I think about my childhood, I think about an album like this. So yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I could go. I'm sorry. You know why? Because it's like with Kemani, it's just like, damn, I just want to go into the album now. But
I
again,
mean,
I think
we all know how you got into Raphael Saadiq because we've talked about him on numerous occasions. So we can ask
right,
you.
Gotcha.
right. So yeah, so honestly, getting into this album, um, I heard after Ray Ray that Raphael was working on a new project. And I heard it was going to be very 60-ish. So I'm like, okay, knowing him, I'm like, it's going to be very Stax, Curtis Mayfield-ish. Because
Mm.
I feel like he's the second coming of Curtis Mayfield, to be honest with you. Like he took over of what Curtis does. They have the same type of voice, them on the bass, all that. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be that. It's gonna give me that type of feel, which I'm cool with. So I'm on my way back to school. This is the summer of 2008. And I'm on my way back home from school. And I hear I Love That Girl on the radio. And I was like, wait a minute. No, this sounds Funk Brother ish. Who is like? I know this is Raphael Saadiq, but this sounds very Funk Brother ish because I'm hearing that tambourine on there. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a Motown like extraordinaire, so I'm like, okay, I love that girl. I'm loving it. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get back to school to find out who Raphael worked with on this record. If we're gonna get this, then this album is gonna be dope. So then to find out that Jack Ashford
Like after, yeah.
is playing the
Evolution.
trombone, is playing the tambourine on this, I'm like, oh my god, I like
He's
lost it. So
serious.
I'm like, yo, I gotta get this song. This is y'all iTunes is starting to be popular. And this is one time where I was like, you know what, forget it. Cause I don't get singles. I'm not the single guy. I'm going to get the album, and that's what I'm doing.
Mhm.
This was the first time I took my behind on iTunes and put my little credit card in the thing. and
Wow.
bro, I love that girl. And I played it. And I said, look, if this is what we're getting, I want all of it.
Mm.
All of it. And then when finally the album came out, Raphael gave me everything I needed and more. I was just like, Raphael, like, oh my God. It was just like, I felt like you said, Kemani, I felt like this was an album. I felt my childhood. I felt like he made this with me and my family in the living room. Like I felt that listening to this whole record. Now I know my grandparents and my, they up there like, we don't like no Motown, so it ain't that. But they're not big Motown heads.
But the feeling, though.
But the feeling. But yeah, my mom is a big Motown head. You know what I mean? But you get Stax in here too as well. But I know they probably like, yeah, you better throw Stax in there because with us. But he gives me Stax, Motown, and the impression sound all over this album. And I was just completely floored. And that's why I'm like,
well, be glad for the Stax that's in there so you could get your horns, JR.
Oh,
catch it, all of it. All of it. Because I wouldn't have got it I could have got it with the Motown, but with Stax, they really pushed in front those horns. You know what I mean? And really Raphael did that on here. You better tell me how I like it, sis. I know that's right.
And those Staxy horn singles, they're the thickest musicianship on the album.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
By a landslide. So
yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we open the album with Sure Hope You Mean It.
Listen.
You already.
Whoa. So like I said, like I only knew like the singles from this album, right? And this was like the first album in which I was really like seeing like or doing like research on it, like how did this whole concept even come about? Like just and first time I heard it, I've heard the first track, Show Up You Mean It. Mind you, I had my headphones. I had some good headphones at this particular time. Like bass heavy, Kid was doing his thing. So nobody warned me when I clicked on the show on YouTube. I clicked on it.
Yeah.
When that bass drum drop, whatever. So I'm like, oh my God.
Crazy.
It was just like, yeah, this is it. Like just the whole feeling of it, like you said, at least the thickness of it. And I love how, you can tell like he really like was really digging on that, like the whole science of what Motown really was. Cause it was like a whole crossover type thing. But underneath that surface was that, so it catered to like the black, that's like the African roots with the nice little pop on top. That was really the secret to me with Motown. Cause like, them drummers with Benny Benjamin and then Pistol Allen, Uriel Jones, and then what Jameson was doing.
Come on!
That's what I got. I was like, yeah, this is it. And I was like, yeah, this is it. And then Ralph doing his thing on it, and it was just it was smooth and thick at the same time. Like I just get so many of my like I mentioned, like my roots a little bit, like, I have church roots and then I have, a few R&B roots, soul roots, like,
yeah.
And like it's real churchy, especially around the end when he gets on the vamp and they just go crazy. Like when I say church, like I don't mean like I love praise and worship, right? But what I came up with my mom's side, my grandmother's side, like on the deep roots of Alabama, the churches in the woods with the one aisle down the middle.
That's with no air conditioning. Come on, somebody.
No, that's what I got with Show Hope You Mean. Like it's still Motown, but I definitely do feel like, finding out that he was a church and a gospel quartet dude, I was like, yeah, even more. I love you. Like that's it.
As soon as it came on, I just start thinking about how sweet it is to be loved by.
That's another, yeah. Oh my God.
It's that vibe, but you be on that vibe for a second and then it goes somewhere else and it's its own thing. But that intro, it kind of meshes up. You be like, is this a
this ain't,
and then it goes somewhere else.
Well, I'm like, this ain't wait, is this Marvin? Was he not like it just once you hear it and then other songs of the album that we'll talk about later, like it's just you start connecting dots like immediately. Which is what, like, especially like with the Marvin CD that my parents had, like you said, at least how sweet it is, and just yeah. Oh my god.
It's
Oh,
I knew with this, like you said, it was very thick. It was very thick. And the person that Motown that produced very thick was Norman Whitfield.
ooh,
He is the thick guy
that's
when it
good.
comes to production. You know what I mean?
Uh,
So when that intro came in, the first thing that I thought was, is he about to sample I Wish It Would Rain?
ooh,
I was like, is he about to sample I Wish It Would Rain? I was like, oh, I was like, it had that feeling already. So I'm like, wait a minute, Norman Whitfield dead now. Now,
oh yeah.
did you do this before
Well,
then? You know what I mean? That's what I thought. So
uh-huh.
then again, the liner notes in me was like, okay, who is a part of this record? Like, who is a part of it? Of course, the great Paul Razor.
Oh, Paul Rudd, right. It's like
He
a
arranged
one
this
arrangement.
record.
Yeah.
He arranged the strings, which him and Jack Ashford was on this playing it. They were both on I Wish It Would Rain.
Mm.
So I'm like piecing this together, like, oh, I was like, Raphael, you're not playing off
You
of
know,
track one. Like, you not playing no games. Like,
uh,
after hearing I Love That Girl and then hearing this as the first song, I was like, okay. I
yeah.
was like, and then Raphael comes in trying with not trying, but getting his James Jamerson on.
On the,
So I'm like, you got all of
mm,
this Motown thickness on this record. I'm like, Raphael is not playing. I said off the first song, this is my favorite Raphael
yeah.
album, and I heard two songs.
and
I was like, already.
it's
Two
crazy.
songs already. I
Yeah.
was like, Raphael is giving me what I need. Because this is the time where also music is taking a switch. There's
Mm,
a switch. It's all about this EDM sound. So this is giving
yeah.
me what I love. And
Hmm.
I'm like, Raphael, you know.
Yeah.
No, Raphael, you sure did mean it when you did this. So
Oh, yeah.
for me,
Mhm.
yo, he killed this joint. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Raphael Saadiq is not playing no games at all.
And you mentioned the temps of which were rain, right? And it's crazy,
Right.
like I hear the guitar lick at the very beginning. It's dun 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 dun. It's kind of like a little like just my imagination, but kind of not.
A
Yeah,
little bit, a
I
little
get
bit.
that.
It's
I
Yeah.
get that.
yeah,
Mhm. And I
I get
love and I
that.
love so there's a performance that I watch all the time of him doing this song. It's on KE he was in Seattle live on KEXP, and
Uh-huh.
he put in a sprinkle of like Beauty's Only Skin Deep, like the intro to Beauty's Only Skin.
Really?
Yeah, like on the bridge, like right after the bridge, like it just sprinkles in there, and then they just go back into what they were doing. I'm like, wow,
Oh
like
my God, I gotta. Oh, Kamani, I'm watching it tonight. Thank
what
you.
is it?
I did not
Please
know that
do.
was on.
Please
What?
do. Yeah, like he was not playing in this era at all. Like he was really trying to embody the entire like that
Yes.
style. Like, and he did it and he does it in a way that's not like copyish. He's
Mm-hmm.
not copying anything or trying to imitate. Like this is just like him like studying deeply, but also like incorporating his own little style into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even
Mm-hmm.
even on the lyrics, like there's been aces on my space for your love I can never trade. Like he just says it so smooth, like just like almost on like a David Ruffin tip. Like he would sing something like that. Like just
Mm-hmm.
the little
Mm-hmm.
things, man. Like I could go on and on about this song, but we got
Oh yeah, like yeah. Please, I get that. I get it totally too. And when I played it for my family, it was like this is when the argument started with my grandparents because they was like, "Oh, we like this." I'm like, "But y'all don't like Motown, though?" And they like, well, and I'm like, no, y'all just because Motown was crossover. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of went against that. That was their thing. But they was like, oh, we like this song. Hell, they like this whole damn album. My grandma stole mine.
oh,
Let's explain something because you'll say, you know, oh, I don't listen to that. But then I'll name a few songs. People are like, oh no, I do like that. I do like which is it? So I see where you get it from. Okay. I'm because
oh,
it's making sense. No,
You
it's really
see,
making sense.
right.
Like
yeah,
shade
I
aside.
get it.
I
I
am being
get it.
shady, but shade aside, like real talk.
Yeah. I get that. It was shade, and it obviously you already 2 for 2 already, so it's gonna be more. But I did. But yeah. This song just showed that Raphael was not playing no games. Like if you I love that girl, you was gonna love this album because it gave you, and I love how both of y'all said it's just the thickness. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people miss that when it comes to Motown too, and that's why I
Yeah,
love that Norman Whitfield started to become a top dog,
yeah.
especially after HDH left.
Right, like around
He was that
65.
guy, and
Yeah,
his production was very thick.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Music was changing at that time,
Right.
so it was like you could not. It
Mhm.
could not be just that
Right.
very simple hand clap. No, you had to have some gravy on that joint, and Norman would bring the gravy
Yeah,
to his
and it was so
production.
enough
So
gravy on So Hope You Made It, man. Like I played in the car last week when
yeah,
like it's a specific time, like it's a certain part in the rhythm in which like it's like 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, yeah,
yes,
like on the
yes,
floor, it's so thick. It's like you know how like those videos like when you drop a watermelon from like 5, 6 stories high.
yeah,
It's it loud. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Just a big old punch. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
punching you in the gut. That's what
Oh,
it felt like.
golly.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got to move on because
yeah. Because we were talking about yeah.
Yeah.
100-yard dash.
wow.
So I'm gonna tell you a funny thing about this song to me
Uh-oh.
Okay.
is that it reminded me a lot of something else that was out the same year with the same Motown sound thing, and
I know
they
where you're
ended
going.
up working together in the future.
Together.
Oh,
But it's giving big salon set heavy
that's what I thought. Okay, that's
dreams,
what I thought you were going. Okay,
and those were out at the same time.
that's
Yes. I love that album too.
that's yeah,
Down.
yeah. That's another thing I noticed too. Like late
Yeah,
two
I
thousands,
respect it, bro.
yeah, kind of like that little soul movement that people were doing, like late 2000s ish.
Yeah,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
CeeLo
yeah.
CeeLo Green was
Phil
doing
Green
it.
was doing it. Yeah, Amy
Yep.
Winehouse had Back to Black.
Amy Winehouse. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jennifer.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't even think of that. Duh.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
like that's just a
It was
certain.
it was it was a time.
Yeah, it was an interesting time.
It was a moment. It was back to me the neo soul thing.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because it was so many that feeling those albums gave. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
was just
But it
uh
was given a different kind of neo soul because the first wave of neo soul was kind of mimicking the 70s. And
mm.
this
right.
is going back to the 60s.
60.
Yeah,
True. Very true.
mm.
Very
Yeah,
true.
and I
Very
think
true.
100 Yard Dash was like the single for him for like that movement, and for it to just keep
Mhm.
it going. Like that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's still thick.
Tambourines.
Right. Like it's not as thick
Hey
as
Jack.
the other ones. But we love you, Jack.
Yeah.
I think he's the. Isn't he the last Funk brother standing?
Yes, he is.
Yep. Wow.
Yes.
We love you, Jack. We love you,
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Well, yeah, like with 100 Yard Dash, like it's not as thick as the other cuts, but like it still gives you that feeling. Like just continuing on that, the
It's a
momentum.
little more airy
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I'd say
than
that.
the average production, but it kind of fits with the song, 100 Yard Dash, you're running, so it's like a breeze, like wow.
It's giving me that this is when my HDH comes in.
Ooh.
This is when my Holla Doja Holland vibes
Oh,
come in.
oh,
Because
absolutely.
this gives me you can't hurry love.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I could see like when this was on, and I can see when it gets to the part, ooh, like that
Ooh. Yeah.
part, I can see the girls on Ed Sullivan when they had their
Oh.
tamarines, and I can
Oh.
see them doing that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And Diana dropped her earring, and you didn't even notice.
Oh.
She grabbed it like it was
Yeah.
nothing. That's when you knew that girl had it. But you know what I'm saying? But this gives me 1966 meets 2008. And I was like, I know if Lamont Doja and them heard this was like, we
Yeah,
see you. We see you, Raphael.
yeah.
We see you. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, okay, this dude just gave me Norman, and now he's giving me Holla Doja Holly. Who is he gonna go next? Ivy Joe Hunter? Like, where he gonna go next? He gonna go with like he gonna go with Frank Wilson? Like, who is he gonna go next? Like, I was just like, what is this guy doing? Like, he could not. It was just like, wow. And like you said, Kamani, when he did with Show Hope You Mean It,
Mhm.
you could tell he studied.
Studied
He
hard.
studied this. You could tell it was like, all right. It seemed like right after he did Ray Ray, he probably was like, all right,
Like,
let's go into the
yeah,
archives. Let's do this. Let me see what they were doing with this. Let me hear a lot of HDH. Let me hear Norman. Let me hear all this. He followed somebody else too on the next song, but we'll go there. But like this joint, oh God, like
I
I
know the
just love it.
answer.
and
I know the answer to the next to the
I feel it too.
to,
I feel it too.
so
Well,
so
go ahead,
so we'll keep
sis. Go ahead.
marching to this
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
but it gave me big Marvelettes energy with
Ooh.
me.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay,
Like soon as
okay.
I remember
Yeah,
first time hearing it and I was like, this sounds like a Marvelette song. Yeah.
ah,
Wait, you're still
you know
talking
who
about
I
Honey Got
got?
Dash, right?
No, 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 no.
Nah,
Keep
keep
marching.
Keep
marching.
watching. Gotcha. Okay, we moved
You
on.
got it. You know who I got?
Ooh,
I feel like.
Kamani's favorite group.
Oh,
I, I
I
also get temps, but
Marv.
that felt too easy because mm, almost
Yeah,
every song has some temptation elements because it's
Yeah, multi. Yeah.
yeah,
production and they had like the most songs honestly, so to choose
right,
from. So,
right,
Hey.
so we
real,
get a lot of
real.
temps.
Hey.
Yeah. So
Mm.
so absolutely temps. Yeah.
But I got Smokey's Get Ready.
Ooh, that's a good
I
one.
got that because it sounded
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
big. It
Yeah.
sounded big. And you
Yeah.
know, Smokey's production has always been big.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from this. Like, I can see Eddie doing the lead on this. Like, I
Ooh.
can see Eddie Kendrick singing this
Yeah.
record. You know
Yeah.
what
I
I
can hear
mean?
it. I can
And
definitely hear
giving
it.
them falsettos that he got. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I could like when I was listening to Keep Marching, I was like, I could imagine Smokey behind the booth
Mhm.
telling the guys what to do in Studio
Right.
A.
Yeah.
That's what I got from Keep on Marching. And I was like, oh, this joint is giving me Get Ready because it sounded so huge.
Hmm.
I was like, God damn, Raphael,
Yeah.
like, did you study all these people?
Yeah.
Like,
Like I just
and
want to see.
then,
Yeah.
uh,
I just want to see that whole process of just like him. I don't know how he. I'm just like, how is he capturing this like this in such a profound like? It's like transporting me back in time, but like I'm still in the present. Like, what do you? How?
I told
Like,
him that
oh
I
my
said that on
god.
Apartment 5B. I said, yo, Kill asked us a top 5 album that it don't got to be your favorite, but you would have want to see get made, and this was one of mine. I
Yeah.
would love to see this get made. Like
Hmm.
the feeling of it all, like just to see Raphael playing the bass and seeing
Yeah.
Jack doing this and seeing Paul doing this and see the Bobby, the what you call the brothers on this. Like I would love to see that. Like, oh, I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you
I'm
about to say
sorry.
something, Elise? Yeah, go.
Yeah, but I love that it's keep marching and with that the drums sound
Yeah,
like
like a
marching,
Mars.
like army
Yeah.
drum, like an
Mm-hmm.
army band drum.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
And that's so cool for,
yeah.
for the song to be keep on marching. I mean, keep
And I
marching.
Yeah.
yeah, and I love how motivational it is too. And you know what it reminded me of actually?
Well,
I say like a year after I first heard it, and I started getting into this group. I was like, back to you, JR, when you said Curtis impressions.
yes.
Like he
I can
was,
see that.
really
Yes.
for that, like keep on going, like don't let nothing stop you. We're a winner, like all that, like yeah,
And especially with Raphael being the student of
yeah.
Curtis. Yeah.
Mhm.
Come on, Kamani. I didn't even think about that, the Curtis, because I got a song where it gives me Curtis, but
Mhm.
I never thought about that until you said it. Yes, I'm totally getting impressions on this.
Mhm.
Wow. and
Like,
I'm looking at them as we speak.
nice.
Yeah, I have them on my wall. Like I'm looking at them. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, this on the third track,
And
bro.
then we come into Big Easy. And you know what I said about this song? It is
Say it.
definitely Raphael's best vocal performance on this album. And the
Ooh.
reason being is what we always say about people, when they tap into a little bit lower register or a lot lower register, that actually be where they at and where, like, is their sweet spot.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how I feel about this song. I think it's the best he's sang on this album.
Oh yeah. And to me, this
I
is
can agree
yeah,
totally,
yeah. And
totally.
if I had to pick a standout track with this record, I'd definitely say Big Easy. Like in a lot of aspects, because like I remember reading, he dedicated the song to the Katrina victims, right? There was that
Yes.
little layer of it, and then how song's only two chords, and with the
That's it.
and I can get very selective about songs that just have the same two chords, but if you make it interesting, and if you make it like as powerful as you can make it with just those two chords, especially with like in the New Orleans style, like you got me, and he really got me with this one. And then, like you said, at least his vocal performance is just like, and you can feel like what he's saying too, like about the dark days, and it's been a couple of days since I seen my darling. Like it's like he's really trying to look for this person. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would say definitely like the most vulnerable song on this record, actually. In
I
my
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree with that for real. And this is when I get stacks. Cause why? Horns.
Horns.
Oh yeah, I have wrote down horns in all caps in an exclamation.
Yes, you know what I mean. And
Oh,
shout out to the Rebirth Brass Band that played
Yeah,
on this. They are from New Orleans.
they so fire. I seen them live. They
Oh
were
my God, for real?
hit right up the street. They,
Wow.
they were performing in Durham, and I went to go see them.
Oh shit.
I gotta check a little
I'm
bit more.
hating.
I see a lot of actually New Orleans artists here. Mhm.
Wow.
I
Wow.
even saw Big Frida before anybody really knew who that was
Oh, you
at a little club up the street. In my
Wow.
life.
I
Yeah.
bet. I bet. I bet. This too with Big Easy, I feel like this was such a jam session to me. And I felt like this was Booker T and the MGs on the Otis Blue album to me.
Oh, golly.
You see what I'm saying? Like it gave you that. Like I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, he gave me enough Motown. And like Sis said in the beginning, I wouldn't have gotten my horns if he didn't give me the Stax
Right.
vibe. Like you gonna get it with Motown, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But Stax puts it in the front.
In the
You
fourth-
hear it. It's and then to go there.
Yeah, this whole album is Stax and Motown had a baby.
Yeah.
And his name
Basically.
is Raphael.
That was Raphael.
That's very true. That's very true. You
Because you
know
get
what
a
I mean?
little
So
of both on every song. It's just on this song, the Stax flavor
Yeah.
is being very Stax.
blatant.
It's in the
Right.
front.
Yes.
But
Right.
on
It's
this
very
particular
true.
song. But you hear it.
Yes.
That's why the Motown sounded songs, like Kamani said earlier, still sound thick. Because there's some stacks on it too. A little stank on it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
God.
Come on, somebody. Oh God. Mind you, y'all, we just on 4. Like, oh God.
Oh,
And this is a favorite for me, obviously, clearly.
Oh.
I
Oh,
love
the next
horns, so
song?
yes.
Oh.
That was cute, but go ahead.
No, I was actually being unintentionally shady, actually, that time.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Involuntary shadiness. But, in my blood. Oh, it's how I was raised. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But then we get to Just One Kiss, and that's featuring Joss Stone.
Oh.
And before JR talk about it,
Go
JR
ahead.
think because I'm not a huge Joss Stone fan that I wouldn't like this song, but actually do love this song and I like what they do. So I just wanted to preface with that, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Also, Temptations.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, like off the bat. Off the bat.
Yeah. Oh,
Da-da, da-da,
yes.
da-da, 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 da. Oh my God.
But it's very tempting. It's even besides the obvious part that's very temptations-ish,
Hmm.
the 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 backgrounds
Yeah.
sound like temptation, like
Yeah.
harmonies. So
Mhm.
Now, I think this is obviously the one that's going to come off everybody with Josh and Raphael will be Marvin and Tammy. That's that's the
That's
obvious, right?
mhm.
And
that's not the
to
vibe
me,
though.
but to me, I think when it opens up, it gives me ain't nothing like the real thing.
Ooh.
The way it opens kind of like that little bass there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Ain't nothing like that. But see, that's what everybody's go to when it comes to them doing a duet. Everybody was gonna say that. You know what I mean? The Marvin and Tammy. But I'm glad Sis said that because you don't get the vibe of it, but I see why people say it because of the
Right.
beginning of it gives you ain't nothing like the real thing to me. You know
Yeah.
what? But I think
Yeah.
it's so much Motown in here, and I say that because Joss Stone attacks this song like Tina Marie.
Ooh.
Now
And we
that
know Tina.
yes, that's
Yeah,
why I
I
don't like
think
the
that's what.
Marvin and Tammy like thought
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Joss don't have a sweet voice. She
Mhm.
has a soulful voice.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
True.
I mean,
True.
Tammy of course had a soulful, but I'm
Right.
saying there was for the Joyce, there's not like a sweetness per se to it. So
Right.
that's why it
Right.
doesn't give
Gotcha.
me
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
vibe at
For
all.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. And I was just like, to get her to sound like Tina Marie on it, which was on Motown. So I'm like trying to piece it together because Kamani, God, we think like each other as far as putting all music together
Connect
and
the
trying to
dots.
put
Yeah.
all the pieces together. So I'm like, to me, I'm like, you got ain't nothing like the real thing, right? So
Mhm.
you got the feeling of this, you got Ashford and Simpson,
Mhm.
you got Harvey Fuqua, you
Ooh.
got Marvin and Tammy ish, and you got Tina Marie.
Yeah.
That's Motown right there. Like
Yeah. And
all
then
these people
and
is
then
the Motown
yeah.
connection. That you know what I'm saying? So that's what I got. But again, sis, I totally agree with you as far as because I remember when I was in college and I was playing this, and that's when you know that people don't know as much. And when they heard the duet, it was like, "Oh, that reminds me of Marvin and Tammy." And I was like, "It does." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a really. And then, mind you, I had to kind of listen and find it, even though I know that person that asked me no did not know that it sounded like ain't not like the real thing. They probably don't know who that was anyway. But that was their go-to thing. So when I was sitting there and ain't not like the real thing came on, I said, okay, I
I can
guess I
see
can
it.
see it.
Yeah, a
You
little
know
bit.
what I mean? I guess. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah.
But also ain't nothing like the real thing is kind of it's a little bit out of the mold from what they usually do. So either
That's
way,
true.
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
it,
true. That's
yeah.
very
They don't have a
true.
lot of songs that sound like that,
Hmm.
No, you
arranged in
don't.
that way.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I
No.
love the song. I just love like the like the sweetness of it. I had another word, but it just left me. But I just love. I guess the innocence of it. I guess like
Okay.
like you sure picked the right time to come into my life. Like just that one kiss, like just changed the entire. Like it just feels like say like you just came out of a world of darkness and there's just a boom, instant sunshine. Right. That's
Mm-hmm.
what this song gives me. Yeah. Mhm.
That's what kind of kiss I want. Come on, somebody.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. What? That changed. Yo, he said it changed his life,
In
yo.
a
Like
minute.
in a minute, girl. Like now that's some kiss for your ass like that. I'm sorry. I need to stop. I need to stop. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this joint is overflowing, and my cup runneth over.
And
I guess I guess just one kiss is better than just one look.
Right,
I guess
That's my
you
song
can
too.
kiss a little bit further. I don't know.
right, come on.
My God.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh
And
God.
then we get to love that girl.
Jeez.
Dum, dum, dum,
Boom, boom,
dum,
boom.
dum, 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 dum.
Don't.
So sweet and tender.
Oh golly. That's a
Yes.
in the last couple
Uh,
weeks I
I,
played. Yeah. Wait, we
that's
go.
I love that girl. That girl,
Oh
this
yeah,
song right
that's
here.
the one.
I do love that girl.
Like,
That is that girl.
yeah, this is such a like essential like childhood song for me. Like aside from what else I was listening to like that was coming out at the time, like hearing
Right.
that, I was just ready for it. But and like I said before, I even knew like who the guy was. So and the last couple weeks I've been playing it in my car. This is always the one I'm always ready for. Like it's
Yes.
another feel good like finger snapper. And I like it's another one
Yeah.
of those that I can hear Eddie Kendricks like I can tell like he was studying Eddie Kendricks like specific
Oh yes.
like on those like
Oh
mid
yes.
tempo like girl why you want to make me blue like that type of thing like
Kamani, turn your screen off now. Turn
like
your
that
screen off now. Like what did he do?
girls all right like come on like and
Yeah.
just and like even how he sings like
I have no more to say. Like I really don't. This boy, like, oh God, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
like
sorry.
like that tempo and then how he delivers it it's like very like it's like it's like a gentle confidence you know what I mean
Mm-hmm.
like it doesn't give off shy but it kind of does but at the same time like he knows what he wants and he knows what he's trying to get that's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of attitude that I feel like he brought out with the lyrics like you can tell by a smile like just yeah like just so
And that
that's such a
and that's why he gave me "Girl, Why You Want to Make Me Blue," because it
oh
gives you that girl. Why
mm,
you like it? Oh,
oh got you yeah.
oh, Kamani, God, Lord, I don't even know what to do with this guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yo, when you said "Why You Want to Make Me Blue," I was like,
Mhm.
why? Like I was gonna say that shit, but he beat me to it.
Oh, I was gonna say girls all right, and then I immediately thought, oh, this girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's kind of like same kind of feeling. But yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I love
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so sweet and tender. Yeah, that's my part at least.
So sweet
So
and
sweet and
Yeah.
tender,
And
and I'm glad.
that's a little step that they do it live when they do it live. Like they get so sweet and that.
Yes,
Oh, I love that
I
so much.
posted that like a couple of months ago on
Oh,
my
I think I,
Instagram
I think I saw it. Yeah,
for
yeah.
Raphael's birthday. I
Ah,
love that.
mm,
Oh,
yeah. What a record. Yeah, and I'm glad it
oh
made it
no.
to like mainstream radio for us to reach it. Like it was, yeah, it was a special time hearing that like in real time. Like that particular song, like it's such
And
a
then Elise brought up too that you had Solange, and I decided you can play both
Mhm.
of them back to back for real.
just like
It
what song did we already talk about? That's with 100 Yard Dash. You can play Sandcastle Disco right next to that.
yes, yes,
Yep.
Mhm.
and like Elise said, well, like Brian says, connect them dots,
Ah,
and they ended up doing the seat at the table together 8 years later.
man. Yeah, they collab so well.
Works.
Yeah.
And then and then next song, it called me and I hung up though.
Ooh.
Oh,
The next song is calling.
ouch. Ouch.
And it is for the
Woo.
record, not counting bonus tracks, the only song on this album that I don't like. I'm
For
not even
this,
lukewarm on any of the song. Like I like every song on this album except for this
Right.
one.
Oh, wow.
this is the one that I'm not the biggest fan of either. But this is the one where Raphael definitely gives me his Curtis. This is when Curtis really comes in for me. This is when it kind of reminds me of A Fool for You from the Impressions.
Oh, okay.
I'm a fool for you, like that. But this was one of the songs where I was like,
Said I. What I say when I called you to talk about this song?
Oh Lord.
I want to hear it from your perspective. What I said.
because me and Elise always ask each other, like we
I'm
ask
scared
each
of
other,
this.
we be like, okay, like we'd be like, I bet you can't name the song that I don't like. And I was like, I probably could. And you and he and Elise was like, well, which one is it? I said, call him. And she was like, and she was like, that's the one. I was like, yeah, sis, that didn't do it for me, but it gave me Curtis.
But what did I say about it?
Oh shit, I forgot what you said.
I just want to hear you say what did I say about how it sounds? What it reminds me of?
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
That's like it reminds her of the stylistics.
Oh wait.
No, no, no. See, I say I don't be listening to me. I said it sound like it like some quartet, but like the white barbershop quartet, like some Frankie,
Oh, you did. That's right.
like
That's
Frankie
right.
Like the Five Horsemen.
kind of beach kind of music.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that that's
You
what I
right.
think
You
of.
know what? I'm sorry since you did because then I was like, it reminds you of what you heard like in the beginning of the Bronx Tale.
Yep.
You was like, yes, that. I was like, I got it. I was like, I got it. I got it. I forgot about that. Yes, yes, yes.
It's because
You like this, Kemani? You like this
yeah,
song?
the thing with calling now, like I don't like as far as this album, like overall, like I don't play as much as I used to, and I think I liked it like very very much like back then, like when I was really loving the album
Yeah,
because I was a doo-wop head, and
that makes sense.
it took me back to them doo-wop days, and and it's cool. Like I like how they incorporate the Spanish. It was a very nice little overtone to that, and and I love his performance on it, especially at the end. Like, he starts belting a little bit, slightly cracked, but you can tell like he was trying to bring that out. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that why I gave you impressions? No, but like we famously say that
Curtis is not.
you're not
Yeah,
coming there for the vocals.
All right.
You coming there for the like how they deliver the vocals, but you're not coming for that for belting. Like that's
no,
just
not,
you
not.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, and he's clearly that's Rock, that's Curtis Mayfield's son, and they got the same tone. So
Yeah.
mm,
It's so interesting, and this is why I wish people's music conversations were more nuanced
Mhm.
because when you really dig into why somebody likes something or not like it,
Mhm.
like for example, people value different things. Kamani liked the Spanish part coming in, thought that was a cool nod. I don't like it, but I just kind of don't like that on songs. But that doesn't mean that's bad. It's just it's
Mhm.
just not one of my benchmarks for what I
right,
like. But
Gotcha.
right.
it is something he loves. So of course he would like this song more than I would. So when you have
That's
more nuanced conversations and have shows like Catch That Minis to find out why people like it or
Mhm.
why they don't like or
Right.
why they lukewarm about something.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then you find out you like if if I hadn't heard this album before and I listened to the first time because you picked it, I would already have an idea in my head. I'm like, I'll be like, oh, it has a very Motown sound. And I'm like, oh gosh, here comes somebody trying to do that. I'm already coming into it away. But if he sits and
mm-hmm,
explains to me why he loves it, and then I listen to it, and I'm like, oh, I get it.
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
Now I do love this album. I'd like it, I was on it when it came out. But yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I will say I appreciate it for you. It was a nice little break after the first six tracks hitting so hard.
Yeah,
Hurt.
you got a
We
point there,
needed that.
Kamani. You got a
We
point.
needed
You
that.
got
Calm down.
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. You needed that because he hit you hard with the first six.
I'm telling.
It was like
I'm talking
And
about
to
free.
have the vinyl now, calling is stop side A. Like it
Oh, okay.
stops side A. So it's like, okay, we gave you the 6, we gonna slow it down, you know what I mean? And then now you're gonna have to flip the vinyl over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you needed that break. So I think maybe that's why Raphael did it.
Doing a song like it was a risk. You know what I'm saying? With how the
Yeah.
rest of the album sounds and to kind of put that in there is a little different. It was a risk. It worked for some people. It didn't work for me. But I don't think it was a bad song. I just don't like that style per se
Right.
Right.
from
I get
him.
it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Now, it's certain artists, if they did give me a doo-wop song, I'm gonna go up for it. But just not for him.
No, it's understandable.
Yeah, definitely.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
And then we get to stand in love. I love that song.
Love it. Definitely one of my favorites.
This is
on the
definitely
album.
This is definitely the sleeper. Like not a lot of people mention this when we're talking about this album. Like, yeah, it's definitely. And I told you I was into Stevie by that point, right? And once I heard it and the way like he delivered it, like I immediately thought of 17-year-old Stevie with the harmonica in his hand with the tight tucks and just clapping away.
Oh,
Yeah, like that's exactly what I got.
not the tight tongue, though. Come on.
But you're right.
Mhm.
And I even wrote that I put Little Stevie.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Come on, y'all.
Oh,
Come on, y'all. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I got HDH
Another
again.
HDH one, yeah.
Absolutely.
I got this because it gave me 4 tops.
Oh, yeah.
It gave me 4 tops. I can see Levi Stubbs doing his little 2-step to this
Oh yeah,
on
like
Ed Sullivan bodying this joint.
oh
like,
yeah, I definitely
and you got Obi and Lawrence and all of them in the back just like getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't do no other step. Just yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Like, yo, I can if you guys in watching this, just go. It gave me the feeling of them doing the hit medley on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I gotta watch that again.
And you watch that, and it gives you that. And I was just like, once again, Raphael studied HDH, but I still got Raphael in this song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still got him the vibe that he kind of had on them joints he did with what's her name, Tisha Moses on Ray Ray.
Oh,
that they should have did a full album with each other. Quiet.
Oh my God! It ain't too late. Make it.
It ain't.
It ain't too late.
Speak on it, Ali.
Y'all still both producing art at a high quality.
Hey, got it.
All both of you.
But you know who's on the backgrounds of this too?
Me? No.
There's a background on this too.
No, Josh Stone.
Oh, Josh.
Here. Now that you say it, I can hear it.
Okay, I see.
When you hear her on when it's on the chorus and you hear that high in the back.
Oh, that's her. Okay.
That's her. Yes, she's on it. Because I was like, I know Raphael but it sounded a lot fuller, and I was like, wait a minute. So they might have did "Staying in Love" and "Just One Kiss" probably the same session, to be honest. They might have did it then. You know what I mean? So to hear her on it, and I just love how he just lets the beat ride
on the bridge, just and then
on the bridge, Kemani, on the bridge, yo, like,
yeah.
But my favorite thing about the this song is the backgrounds doing kind of call and not call and answer thing. Like it's so seamless. Like it just goes bang, like a perfect tennis game. It's just like
Falling in love will be
like a nice
easy.
little game of catch. I love that.
Like,
Yes.
like they don't miss a
Yeah.
beat. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is definitely a favorite of
It's in my
mine.
top five.
Yes, like
Mhm.
when I play after listening to the album, because I can listen to this album straight through. But then after a couple of times, it's like, all right, I want to hit my favorites now, and this is definitely one of my favorites. We talked about I Love That Girl, Staying in Love, and
Yeah.
100-Yard Dash. I can just,
Yeah.
uh,
Mm.
yeah.
It's mine. It
Yeah.
it goes between my first and second favorite of the album, just kind of depending on what I'm feeling. We
Okay.
ain't got to the other one yet.
He said,
So on
falling
any
in
given
Oh
day,
no.
it's two
Yeah,
songs.
yeah,
It's one
yeah.
and two, two and one.
Yeah. Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
I love that. When we were going back to listen to it because you picked it, I
Mhm.
went straight in and listened to that first because I know I love that song, and then I went back, to be playing the album too.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And it's like,
Gotcha. He's starting off side two, yo. He's
Falling
starting it
in
off with a
love.
bang. Like he said, I got you with the first
Mhm.
song on side one with Sure Hope You Mean It. Then I'ma start side two with Staying in Love. Like he like,
Oh,
I'm hitting you
we
again.
back. We back. We back on.
We
Back
back
up here.
again.
We back up here.
yes,
Right.
we outside.
Yeah, he said falling in love can be easy, but staying, you got to stay.
Sad.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I think another thing that he noticed with Motown, like the hard grooves, but when you really listen to them lyrics, like you gotta take it to heed. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really live this.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think of Line for Love John. He was like, "It's easy to fall in love. It's hard to stay in that motherfucker."
Hello.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hmm.
that part. How
Gotta sacrifice.
about I bullshit again?
All right.
Okay. And then we get to Oh Girl.
This is his ooh baby baby.
This is
This is that.
Oh,
That's what this is.
yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I never made that
it's
connection.
Miracles energy.
I
Yes,
Yeah.
this is so Smokey and the Miracles for sure. And
Absolutely.
because of them
Mm,
drums are hitting so hard on this joint. I
mm.
can see Benny Benjamin, boom,
Bum, bum, bum.
boom, 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 like going in on this joint. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And it was just like when I heard it, it was just like, and the way how he started it, it's kind of like oh ooh baby baby
Yeah.
starts. So it was like, okay, Raphael, like again, he's giving you Smokey, he giving you Holly Holly, giving you Norman Whitfield, he giving you all that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So yeah, this joint, I love this. A remix shouldn't have been had. Let's just say that.
Oh, good gee.
Cause
Oh, bless it.
mm, oh yeah.
Bless it.
But you know what I got when I first heard like just like the intro like with dum 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 Delphonics. Like
Yeah.
I had just got
Yeah,
into the Delphonics
yeah.
around this
That's what
Oh
I
time.
told
yeah.
JR. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I said.
This was
Like
the
somebody
song she said it.
like
JR
somebody
said,
loves you.
I
Yeah.
know what style this is. I said, no, Delphonics.
Yeah, yep,
Like
yep.
even how he sings, like he gives you like that little like William Hart twang. Whatever the words were. Like yeah,
Yes,
that's straight. Like somebody loves you, did not blow your mind this time. Like
Yeah. Yes.
yes,
on Bell production.
yes.
Yeah. So that's like a little Philly. That's
Hmm.
like a little Philly influence there. I'm like, okay, okay, real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. To show love to Philly in the
yeah.
building. Yeah.
Right, right,
The
right,
harmonies on
right.
that, yeah, it's very, very sensual. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I
I
think
agree.
it's a gorgeous song. I like it a lot.
Yes, yes.
Oh
All
man.
right. I lied. It's two songs I don't like.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well,
Me and
but
Kamani did it at the same time. Ooh, like really?
no. So let's take a walk. Sonically, I think it's perfect.
Mm.
I just hate the lyrics. I just don't like it lyrically.
Now I think about it.
Don't know
Especially
about
that first,
you. Yeah, I'm thinking
especially
about
that
it
little
now.
first verse. The
Yes,
first verse, yeah. I
you're
can.
right.
But I think
Yeah,
sonically
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's
is
yeah.
nothing I would change.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah,
I we would just do some rewrites.
yeah.
I agree. I agree with that.
Mm.
And
This,
that's sad as much as I love him as a songwriter. This
Yeah.
that ain't it right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's it has some comedic lyrics to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
I
can
can
tell he was like literally, he probably was smiling while, like laughing while he, I don't know about you.
He had to have
Dun,
been.
dun, dun. Like it's like,
And you know what?
Hello.
Now that you say that, if I listen to it as coming from a comedy place, I probably would feel different.
yeah,
But the rest of
yeah,
the album don't do that for me, so it just threw me off.
right.
It
But
wasn't.
as
This,
a standalone, and if I starve it in a funny way, it actually be fine. But as part of the album, it just throws me off a little bit.
You know, I think
Just a little bit.
it was on. I think it was on the Cadillac Record soundtrack, right?
yes,
Ah, okay.
yes,
Oh, it was okay.
yes, yeah.
Bill Wise.
This gave me Marvin's "That's the Way Love Is."
Ooh. Yeah,
That's the way love is.
definitely
I
six.
got. That's why I said, sis, you're right. Sonically, yes. Lyrically, I laugh when I say it because it's how he does it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like, okay, this is just a big, happy, playful type of record.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
sonically, it
Yeah.
definitely, I was like, it's definitely with that bass line it's giving me dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
boom, boom, Norman Whitfield again. And
Yeah.
and this is and that's the way love is actually my favorite Marvin song, even though the Ozzy brothers did it first. But that's my favorite Marvin song, the way he attacked it, and it sounds like that on Let's Take a Walk and
Yeah.
with the
I
bass line
definitely.
and all that. But sis was so right. I'm glad she said it because lyrically it's like this is a
Yeah,
joke, right?
definitely.
Like this is it's a joke, right? Like
I
And now
think.
you say that,
okay,
yeah, I listen to it different ears, but
Mhm.
I guess I just be so kind of serious and about the love and all that, and then
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
knocked me off my
makes
square a little
sense.
bit.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely gave me like
Makes sense.
yeah, and I agree with you, Jay. Like it definitely gave me '60s Marvin, like kind of like early '60s Marvin, like kind of like his
Okay.
his flat foot, have the ladies dancing around him, singing Pride and Joy
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Or
Oh, okay.
can I get
Okay.
a witness? Can I get a witness too?
I
Yeah,
was just about to say that. Yes.
yeah,
Can I get a
yeah.
witness? Yes. I
hmm
can see that. I can see that. Yeah, this
Oh,
is definitely a Marvin '60s record.
and
Yes.
then there's one part of the song I really laugh at, like especially like the double meaning behind it. Like you can scream my name and you'd be glad you can.
Yes.
I mean, like, dang, come on, Ralph. Come on, man. How did
That's why I laugh because
oh.
of lyrics like that. It's like,
Mhm.
Raphael, you couldn't write nothing better than this. But okay, if you're having fun with it, I'm gonna have fun with
It's
it too.
fun. It's
You know
so
what I mean? This
I
is I always say there's a song on the album, even though I do like the song, but this is a song on the album where I'm dancing to the refrigerator to get a refill. This is my refill record. I'm not really paying attention. I'm just like, okay, on outside, like it's very nasally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very nasally. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'm rocking with you. You know what I mean? Because I'm ready. I'm actually ready for the next joint, but I'm like, all right, you give me a chance to refill up, I'm good. You know what I mean? But again, sonically, amazing, sis. Right on, sister.
So silly. Ah, yes. And then we come to never give you up. My fave.
Oh yeah. This definitely
Yeah.
I was thinking like, okay, everything else is '60s. This is kind of more so like that nice little '70s groove with a like a modern twist to it. Was this one
Mm-hmm.
was this one a single?
I don't know.
I feel like it could have been a single, like just to give it like, okay, it's still kind of modern in a way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
it could have.
yeah, it really could have.
Yeah, this could have been a single
Like
actually.
definitely would have killed like adult contemporary like radio if it had got some play.
Yeah,
I don't remember it playing much.
but you know why? I also think because CJ Hilton was kind of he opened the song. You know what I mean? It was
Mhm.
him. It wasn't like Raphael came in. So the
Right.
label probably was like, nah, we gonna leave this as an album cut. Even though, like you said, adult contemporary would have ate this up.
Definitely.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying? They would. Oh God. Mm.
no, they didn't, because this was the third single.
The third single? Oh,
What?
This has 5 singles.
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
just remember what the music video.
Love That Girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
100-Yard Dash.
Okay.
Okay.
Never Gonna Give You Up. I mean, Never Give You Up. Let's Take a Walk and Staying in Love.
Wow.
What the? Where was I? I guess I had the album, so I didn't care.
Yes. Okay, the
Well,
radio
that's
heavy.
I did not know it had 5 singles. What?
Yeah.
Well, very deserving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very deserving of multiple singles. Yeah.
Right. Very
and I
deserving.
knew the first 2 were singles, but I didn't know any of the
I
other
didn't
ones
know-
were singles.
Yeah, I didn't know Never Gonna
I
Give
didn't
It.
know.
But I
didn't know
definitely knew
that.
Love That Girl, 100-Yard Dash, because Love That Girl was on the show because Raphael was one of like the producer or something on that show. And so that's that. And then 100-Yard Dash was in advertisements.
Yes. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
knew those were singles, but I didn't know the other ones were.
Got you.
This song to me, when it gave me Marvin, but it gave me 67 to 69 Marvin. It gave me more of I heard it through the grapevine ish. You know what I mean? Because CJ sounded so much like that Marvin, where Marvin now was making that transition now. This is the transition Marvin that's about to be the Marvin that everybody really reveres.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was that moment where things was happening, Tammy passed and all of that was happening. So Marvin really was kind of finding himself vocally and all that, because in the from 62 to 68, he was really everybody. It's like he worked with every producer and got a hit from. You know what I mean? He was one of the ones that it didn't matter. But this is finally the times where music was changing, and even though Barry didn't see it, other executives saw it, and they was like, okay, Marvin might need to start working on his own. You know what I mean? Like it's that time. But obviously Barry didn't see it because his mind was somewhere else. But anyway, but that to me is like, that's what I got from this record. And then to add Stevie into it, that's what I said. This gave me my Sherry Moore, sound still delivered era there. 69 to like 70, Stevie. Boom.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Again, that's where Marvin was. They were in the same place at the same time. So I'm like, okay, this gives me a Marvin joint, and then you throw Stevie on there. I said, that ain't nothing but Raphael studying. That's what I thought. I was like, he's studying down.
And I love like the laid back groove on it, like in them congas in the back, like definitely
so relaxed.
Yeah, like
and then they went into the future and pulled Lionel Richie, because CJ sounds just like Lionel Richie, like a richer sounding Lionel Richie.
Yes.
Oh.
Like, as soon as he started singing, I was like that line? No, it's not. But you sound like
yeah, I can. Yes, I can.
I never
sure.
Like not like maybe no.
I never thought of that. That's crazy.
You almost got me.
Oh my god. Oh
Lord.
Yeah, that's another feel good record, definitely.
Like, yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Then we have Sometimes.
That's a real beautiful closer. Oh my goodness.
Isn't it? Agreed.
Closer, like just like
this
nice
is how you close an album.
Nice little wind down, and just knowing like, oh, like have you enjoyed us tonight? We about to close. We about to end this thing. It has a really beautiful message. I love it. It kind of gives you a little insight on his world a little bit. I just love those kind of songs. Just him going through the day and knowing that people gonna be people and stuff like that. Like it's just, you just got to go through life with all its ups and downs. Like it's just a nice little beautiful, just reassuring song to me. Yeah.
This is his teachable record. This is his teachable Curtis Mayfield record. I said, and you better in this album giving me Curtis. And that's exactly what he did. And this, when I thought of this, I was like, yo, I thought about Don't Cry My Love on the Versatile album from the Impressions. I said,
Ooh.
Raphael, you better. And this, mind you, he used an album still around the times that he was in the Motown. So this album to me gives you probably from 65 to like 1969. That's
Ooh.
what this album
Yeah.
is right here, and boom. You know what I mean? And to close it with this, it was
Mhm.
just such an amazing song to close. Like, that's how you close a damn album. You know what I mean? It's just so, it felt good. It just,
Mhm.
it's like a wave your hand in the air type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're closing
Okay.
out the night and this is how we gonna do it. You
Mhm.
know, we might cry sometimes, but okay.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So this a great closer to an amazing album,
Amazing.
man. Amazing body of work. This is, oh God, I love this album so much.
I'm gonna have to play this again before I go to bed. Like this.
Listen here.
Yeah.
The vinyl is ready. I'm already gonna have it out. I'm having it out right here. and I'm gonna, and I'm gonna play it.
Man,
Oh my God. This is so amazing. Oh God. Oh God. And then with Kemani,
oh, I'm
it's
so glad I was able to talk about this in depth. Like it's oh my god.
yes.
Not just
Oh my
love.
God.
Oh,
Yes.
But now we've come to my favorite part of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the word song association. But actually, today it's going to be word group association. And I'm going to give you, since this album is such a homage to like 60s Motown,
right.
I'm going to give you five different Motown acts.
Okay.
And you tell me a song you think people should hear that's not, the same old singles and hits, but a
Yeah.
song you think people should go and check out and
Oh
explore.
God, you're
A
good.
deep
Oh,
cut,
oh, oh,
Ooh.
if
she's
you will.
good. Oh, she is good. Oh, I love how you did that. Oh, you're smart.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off with The Miracles or Smokey Robinson and the Miracles or Smokey. Either one. Give you some
I
room.
might have to, I might have to separate the two because I feel like me personally even like I never really like because I always associate Smokey with the Miracles and not necessarily like his solo stuff because I feel like he went solo like kind of like later on in my eyes I think, but I'll say with the Miracles, oh, because they got so many I can think of right now. I'm gonna have to go with. Hmm, oh yeah, Alicia, this is crazy.
Uh,
uh, I'll give them special occasion. That's a really good
I
record.
love Special
oh,
Occasion.
Yeah. Either that or Yes to Love. Like those two. Not very underrated in their canon. Like,
very.
yeah,
That is,
yeah.
that's my cut.
Yeah.
Uh, just saying.
Yeah, oh
All
man.
right. Next, let's go. Give us a Temptation song that people been sleeping on and they need to get their life together and check out some new shit.
They got
Oh,
like
different.
they got 57 lineups. So and it's crazy because like with the, 'cause with the Temps
I'll
like
make it easy.
mhm.
Like 60s Temps. Or maybe, yeah, 60s.
Okay,
Okay.
I can do two. Okay, I can do two because you got the Hall of Fame six with the group with
Yeah.
Dennis and the group with David. Okay, so with David, I'm gonna go with and it can be anybody singing lead, right?
Yeah, just
Okay,
just
okay,
just a
okay.
song from the group that you think should get some shine that people don't that you never hear anyone talking about.
Man, they got so many. Like I think of songs like "Sorry is a Sorry Word," "Say You," "Just Another Lonely."
Hey, you.
Yeah,
Oh,
"Two Sides to Love" with Eddie Kendrick.
good one, Kamani.
That's
Yes.
Yeah, like anything from their first album up to around 75, like you're sold on like all types of gems and deep cuts. Like they're
Listen.
they're great.
All right. How about the Four Tops?
Ooh, man. Mm. I'm on 60s and 70s because I think a lot of their 70s works like after they left Motown.
Mm-hmm.
Very super underrated. I'll say Motown. I'll mm, I'll turn to Stone. That's a good one.
And they hated it. But go ahead.
They didn't like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
They hated it.
Then I'll go 70s, like before they left Motown. Just seven numbers can straighten out my life. That's a good one.
Oh, good. Oh,
Then after they left Motown, I'm gonna grab a cut from Main Street People. There's a song that Lawrence Payton led. It was a Lawrence Payton solo. It's called One Woman Man. Very smooth. Very
yes,
smooth.
God.
Yeah.
Yes, God.
Mhm.
The ain't that the second to last song on the album, ain't it? Cause don't it end with
So
um
I recall it.
Main Street People?
Yeah, I think it ends because it started with like an interlude of like a that same song.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the interlude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I gotta go back and look.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Cause that's the album. Yes, that's the album with Am I Man Enough, right?
Yeah, all your man from the Shaft. I think it was the Shaft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
Mhm.
it. Okay.
All right. Next, we have 60s Marvin.
Ooh.
I'm so mad. I want to play this game.
Oh. Ooh. I
I
think I,
know it's hurt
I
y'all.
think I'll go with I think I'll go with I'll go with Chained. Chained.
Kamani, why the fuck was I just thinking about that record?
Because either Chained or Your Unchanged Love. No. It wasn't. It was a Little Darling I Need You. There we go. There we go. That's what we want. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Little darling, I need. No, you didn't do Holla Doja Holla like that.
That's
What?
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, that. Oh, my grandma loved that record. Oh my God, she loved, and it wasn't a big hit.
Who was
That's
it?
so crazy to me. I don't get why. I don't understand why that wasn't a big hit.
Hmm.
Oh God, come on, you awesome, y'all. That's all I gotta say. I'm sorry.
Oh, I appreciate
You continue to prove your name all the time, but go ahead.
Uh,
it.
and
this
and
no, this
last
is
but
so
not
hard.
least,
Not
and
really.
we didn't even, well, I guess we didn't even bring them up in this episode. And it's a song I meant to mention that gave me a little flavor of it. But we have, how about the Jackson 5?
Oh, I think I'll go.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh,
There
this
was
is
a
tough.
song that had an intro that sounded Jackson 5 to me, and I can't remember what song it was. And I meant to mention
I
it
can
during the
remember too.
episode, and I forgot.
Yeah, because I'm trying to pick up something from the first three because there was a point in which like their bubblegum sound was like really really tight, but by the time you get to like looking through the windows and maybe tomorrow those out, it was getting a little. But 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 if I had to pick, I might go. I might throw a curveball and throw a Jermaine lead in there. I found that girl.
Ah, good one.
Yeah,
Good one.
I like the live version they did at the Forum. Very raw. Yeah.
Yes.
hmm
Yes.
hmm
Ooh, damn. Ooh, that was such one of the hardest
Yeah, that was tough.
uh
You
word association to sit
oh,
through because I wanted to name some songs, but it ain't about me.
You, I mean, you could have though, but
And at least saw me over here like I know it's tough. I know it. Oh God.
yeah. Yes, Kamani, thank you for playing.
okay.
Yeah.
It's
Good
my
night.
pleasure.
This episode of Catch That Word Association.
Okay. Oh Lord.
Yeah. But thank you, Kamani, for hanging out with us.
Of course.
And and before we roll out, is there anything that you're working on or doing or wherever you want people to find you? It's your time. The floor is yours.
Man, I finally pulled my ring light out of the box. So we might make some videos on the way for YouTube and or TikTok. TikTok can be It can be a doozy sometimes, but I might exercise that. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Kemani_0708. And you can follow my music page, Mani.themusicman. Yeah. And I'm so glad I finally got to talk about this because like I've been writing solo for a long time. And, especially talking about with you guys, I've been a fan of you guys since probably shortly after the beginning. I won't say like from the beginning. I'll be real honest, like, but once you guys like really started gaining ground, I was like, I think I like found some people that kind of understood like where I was trying to come from, but I could never really articulate it.
Yeah.
But you guys, I feel like you guys definitely. I want to give y'all flowers. Y'all definitely set that tone for me to really exercise. I was like, I think I could do something with this. So I appreciate y'all very much for your platform and everything you guys do because I could tell from the beginning, like not only because y'all love what y'all do. So,
Yeah.
and it shows like in every aspect of, when I see you guys on social media or when I'm talking to you guys, like just like right now, even when we're off camera, like it's just good authentic vibes. And then, it's something that I've been seeking after past couple years now. Just, it's just it's nothing forced. So I appreciate you guys for creating such a safe space for music lovers like me, like Neltron and other people like that have come on the show that I've come to know, through y'all's platform. So yeah, definitely appreciate you
You
guys.
stuck with us now, boy.
Oh my God. For real. For real.
All right. Well, we also thank all of our viewers for hanging out with us as always, the live chat gang of cousins. We love talking to y'all during the show. It's a lot of fun. And just make sure you like, subscribe, and share so more people can find out about us, bring us some more family, some more cousins, and we can dance and sing and cry and laugh together and all of that good stuff. And we will catch y'all on the next Catch That. Peace.